Zen in practical life. However revolutionary the spiritual transformation may be which the pupil experiences through Satori, the whole of him is not, to begin with, included in this transformation. Though he is spiritually free, he is still far from being free in that inclusive sense which would enable him to live by the truth and by this alone. For this truth, if such it may be called, is not yet in sight. He is only moving towards it. He sees what underlies all things, himself included, but always he is something other than what he sees. He is not yet one with his own ground, or rather with the unfathomability of that ground. Everyone who has experienced Satori is painfully aware of this as soon as he puts the quiet meditation room behind him in order to take up his profession again, or start work of some kind. Naturally, there are frictions in a monastery, the envy of the ambitious, different levels of capacity and attainment, but the presence of the master restores the balance, so the prevailing atmosphere is one of harmony and forbearance. Outside the monastery, life begins in earnest, assaulting senses which in the meantime have become doubly sensitized. Once more you are in a world of aims and intentions. The intellect, hitherto switched off, once more takes pride of place and is used as a tool. Even the artist, although he may have become without purpose in his particular sphere, is not spared this contact with life. And how much less is anybody else? Even lay priests are drawn into it. They marry thereby, especially in the Far East, involving themselves in a multitude of obligations which weigh them down. Gone is the unpurposing existence in the shelter of the monastery. A gulf opens out between everyday life and a life of seclusion. All of them meet with conditions they say find irksome, even though they are content to stay in their allotted places and have no wish to advance themselves or play a role in public life. They do not advocate forcible reforms. They wait patiently in the conviction that there is room enough in the world for the old and the new, that the old will disappear when it is time, and that the new does not arrive ready-made, but grows out of the seeds of the old. Therefore, they try to be of service, uncriticizingly, selflessly, not adapting things to themselves, but themselves to things, and paying attention less to what they do than how they do it. Letting things be and trying to make the best of them. On the quiet, they work at themselves. With others they are indulgent, with themselves not. They begin in a small and modest way, knowing that only so can they master greater difficulties. Their monastic training has left its mark and conditions their attitude to others, not to complain about people and circumstances, not to change them, but to change themselves, and to develop countervailing forces. A sensitive conscience develops too. They are scrupulously honest with themselves. This does not lead to self-esteem and self-righteousness. They know the advantage they have over others, but take no credit for it. They are thankful to fate and face with humanity the way that lies before them. If conflict arise, they go to the master. Whenever possible, they attend further courses in meditation in order to deepen and broaden their vision. Daily meditation goes without saying. These exercises have to be continued throughout life. It is a mistake to think that they are useful only in the training period and can then be set aside. The master also must constantly repeat his exercises, not in order to attain at-one-ment, but to consolidate what has been attained. Meditation is thus of absolute central importance. Everything that has been achieved is merely a preliminary exercise for achievements to come, and no one, not even one who has reached perfection, can say he has reached the end.